Fans, welcome to Swain County High School here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon as our Lady Devils are playing host to the Cougars of Mountain Heritage High School. And on the first pitch of today's game, a high fly into right field off the bat of Sydney Stiles for Mountain Heritage. Glad to have you along here. Gary Ayers here along with Josh Gordon on the camera running all the show. He's our man in charge today as we have one out here in the top of the first inning. Again, here in the first round of the State 1A Playoffs as sanctioned by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Swain coming in. We'll talk about some of the seeds here in just a minute, and that's why we're playing at home. Here's another high pop-up going to be in the glove. Wow, 2 pitches and 2 outs. Riley Rawls is going to be a happy camper in the pitching circle with a high pop-up into right field, and that one over to Kennedy Anthony at shortstop off the bat of Nevaeh Buchanan, who is the starting pitcher, by the way, for Mountain Heritage this afternoon. Batting now is going to be number 16, their center fielder, Chloe Morrow. Again, 2 out, nobody on. And the first pitch, that is not swung on. Going in high for a ball. But just to give you a little background, these two teams played last year in the first round of the State 1A Playoffs. The Lady Devils winning a tight, great ball game, 4-3 in 9 innings. There's a swing and a miss as Morrow misses on a Riley Rawls fastball. Rawls, of course, one of the top pitchers, not only in the Smoky Mountain Conference, but in Western North Carolina, actually having a great year. We'll be going over her stats as the afternoon goes on. Here's a bunt, going to be laid down perfectly and on over to first. It's not going to be in time as rolling in safe, and that's going to be an infield single on the bunt by Chloe Morrow. So we've had 2 pop-ups and now a perfectly laid down bunt on the third base line. Faith Woodard was charging hard from first base. Hadley came over to cover from second, but again, still not in time. So the first base runner is on. Layla Worley batting now, the cleanup batter for Mountain Heritage. Here's another very high pop-up, and it's going to be, oh, wow, just at the last second, popped in and out of the glove of right fielder Reese Ammons over there. Reese making a great effort to get over there and almost crashed into the fence as she really had to run a long way to try to pull that one in. Again, almost into the fence in way over in right field. So the strike is in. And again, Worley, the catcher for Mountain Heritage, showing bunt. Now she backs off, and the pitch is in for a strike. So 2 strikes now with Maddie Dillinger on deck for the Lady Devils here. And again, we'll talk more about the stats as we go along, but right now 1 on and 2 out in the top of the first inning. Rawls with a windup and the pitch. Going to be a hard shot down to third base. Alley picks it up, gots to first, and it's going to be a ground ball and the out over at first base. So 1 runner left on base and no score here on the top of the first inning as the Lady Devils will be coming to bat after this timeout. Fans, welcome back. No score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Lady Devils are going to be batting here. 1, 2, 3. It's going to see Riley Rawls, Molly Woodard, and Hadley Schuler batting here in the bottom of the first inning. And they're going to be facing pitcher Nevaeh Buchanan in the circle today for the Cougars of Mountain Heritage. Rawls having a great year. She is leading the team in batting average on the season, hitting well over 500 on the year. And there's a shot down to second base, grounder back over to first in time. So Rawls goes down on a ground play over to second base. So one down.
Join today by
a great year. So many good stats. We can talk individually about a lot of these players for both teams. Riley hitting .550 on the year, 3 home runs, and the team leader with 33 hits. And batting now is going to be Molly Woodard. Molly, a leader in her own right, a swing and a miss for a strike. But Molly is our stolen base leader with 10 stolen bases. Good runner, and of course that's one of the reasons she's in center field. She runs well and covers a lot of ground in a hurry. One down, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning now. As Nevaeh Buchanan winds up, the right-hander, swing and a miss for a strike 2. Some of Nevaeh Buchanan's stats on the year: 17 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks, and an ERA of 4.85 on the year for Mountain Heritage. So she's been out there a lot on the season in that circle. Now, the pitcher who has pitched the most actually is Ella Buchanan, and yes, they are sisters. Ella's the freshman, Nevaeh the senior. Ella has pitched 45 innings on the year, 5.56 ERA. But again, Nevaeh with the best ERA on the team at 4.85, 17 innings pitched on the year. And by the way, Nevaeh also their leading hitter. She's 9 of 11 on the year at the plate, hitting .667. As Molly Woodard fouls one off, and now with nobody on, one down, Hadley Schuler is going to be on deck. We want to welcome our friends from Mountain Heritage High School watching and listening in this afternoon. There's a pop that's going to be caught behind the plate, pop straight up, if you will. So a pop to the catcher. 2 down now, Hadley Schuler batting, an outstanding freshman year. We could go on and on about Hadley Schuler and the year she has had as a freshman, hitting .419, 1 home run, 26 hits. And again, which are good numbers for a senior, much less a freshman. 2 out, nobody on. And the first pitch in for a strike. From Nevaeh Buchanan in the circle today. Now her sister Ella is going to be the flex player. As a matter of fact, she's out in right field right now for Mountain Heritage. So the sisters trying to come up with a win today. Here's a ground ball right through the pitcher's glove over at second, on to first, and it's going to be just in time. And the second baseman made a good play back there to get the ball after it kind of ricocheted off the pitcher's glove, as Sydney Stiles made a good play over near second base, and then really threw it hard over to first base in time for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down inning. As we go to the top of the second, we have no score here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as now Mountain Heritage is going to be batting in the top of the second inning. Maddie Dillinger, the starting shortstop, is going to be hitting now for Mountain Heritage. Talking about other events, the Lady Devil soccer team is going to be here at home tomorrow hosting Invest Collegiate Imagine. It's going to be Mental Health Night. That's going to be tomorrow at 6. And then next Monday, the first round of the state soccer playoffs will get underway. And the Lady Devils will be a good seed because they are conference champions in the Smoky Mountain Conference. So good luck to Coach Scott Klein, Kendall Cochran, Mackenzie Mazur, and the entire Lady Devil soccer team. And again, we welcome our friends from Mountain Heritage watching and listening this afternoon. We hope to be as impartial as we can, as you understand. We work here at Swain County High School for the Lady Devils, but again, last year, what a game. Talking to both coaches, head coach Toby Burrell and head coach Mike Osada of Mountain Heritage. Last year was just a great game, 4-3 in 9 innings. Swain just barely winning in that first round playoff game. Pitch in the dirt from Riley Rawls. Riley Rawls again, just one of those dream seasons for the Lady Devils. I mean, her ERA and strikeout ratio is really outstanding. 117 innings pitched, 151 strikeouts, only 27 walks. There's a foul ball. And an ERA that's just almost unheard of, 1.31 for the Lady Devil Junior in the circles. Basically, well, as a matter of fact, she has pitched every game all season long for the Lady Devils, who are 15-5 overall, 9-3 in conference play. The windup and the pitch now. And there's a high fly. It's going to be, wow, going after it with a good effort over there, but it goes inside the tarp over there on the left field fence. But a good effort over there by Mackenzie Bird to try to track it down. She actually kind of dove into the end of the tarp, but it was over out of her reach. But Mountain Heritage, of course, coming in out of the Western Highlands 1A, 2A conference. Pitch in, and that's going to be ball 4, the first walk of the day for either team, as Maddie Dillinger is now on base with nobody out for Mountain Heritage. Mountain Heritage coming in as a number 22 seed. Their conference season this year, 5-7. They were 5-10 overall on the year, and had a 5th place finish in that always tough Western Highlands 1A, 2A conference. Pitch in for a strike. And Addie McKinney, the designated player, batting now for the Cougars with 1 on and nobody out. But again, Mountain Heritage, a 5th place finish in that Western Highlands 1A, 2A. There's a fake bunt down to first base. Carly tried a pickoff throw down there to Faith Woodard, but diving back, getting dirt on her uniform over there for Mountain Heritage is going to be Maddie Dillinger. Ground is in good shape, though. Overall, the field is in good shape. Outfield, pretty good shape. The infield, in good shape. Not overly wet, not overly really dry for that matter. It's just in good shape. There's a bunt down to third base. They go to first with the throw, and that's going to be the out. But a sacrifice bunt off the bat of number 6, Addie McKinney, moves Maddie Dillinger on over to second base. So 1 down now. Callie Bennett, the Cougar left fielder, hitting now, and on deck is going to be Lexi Burleson. But the winner of this game will meet the winner of the Cherryville Corvian Community School Contest. Cherryville, a number 6 seed. So the winner of this game would be going to Cherryville on probably Friday. Here's a shot into right field, and it's going to be caught out there by Reese Ammons. Doing a great job as always. Reese with a good glove and covers the field well. A good runner out there. We have some good outfielders who can cover the ground in a hurry. Reese with the catch for out number 2. Batting now with 2 down is going to be Lexi Burleson, the first baseman for the Cougars. Again, runner at second after that walk There's a big swing and a miss for a strike. So again, the winner of this game going to be probably going to Cherryville unless number 27 seed Corvian can pull the upset. If that's the case, then the winner of this game would have a home game next week. Here's a high pop-up. Faith Woodard over at first base pulls it in. And that's going to be out number 3. So Mountain Heritage again leaving one on base. As we go to the bottom of the second, we have no score with Swain coming to bat after this timeout. Bottom of the second inning. It's been a fast-moving game, just a little bit past 5 o'clock. Lady Devils now will have the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Carly Tisateski, Faith Woodard, and Kennedy Anthony batting here in the bottom of the second inning. So far, Lady Devils yet to get a runner on base. Mountain Heritage has had a runner on base in the first 2 innings, but both got stranded. There's a foul ball off the bat of Carly Tisateski. Carly having a pretty good year at the plate as well. One of the leading hitters on this Lady Devil team. When you look at stats, hitting .415, couple of home runs, 27 hits, 20 RBIs on the season for the Lady Devils. That's one of the reasons she's hitting in the number 4 spot. Another foul ball off the pitching of Nevaeh Buchanan for Mountain Heritage. And again, these two teams played last year. Swain was a 16 seed. Mountain Heritage was a 17 seed in the playoffs, and it went 9 innings. Swain with a 4-3 win. Talking to both coaches, just a fantastic game last year between these two teams, and so far today, it's starting off very similar. Again, Nevaeh Buchanan, the senior in the circle, 17 innings pitched to her credit with 10 strikeouts, only 5 walks, and a 4.85 ERA. Both teams have one thing in common, not a lot of seniors. Mountain Heritage with only 2 seniors. That is really bizarre. Guess what? Swain High, 2 seniors. So there's a hard shot into left center field. It's going to be picked up on the first hop by the left fielder. Got back in quickly. Outstanding play out there in left field by Callie Bennett. She raced over and prevented that ball from going all the way to the fence and probably a stand-up double. But she limits Carly Tisateski to a single. First base hit of the day for the Lady Devils. But again, that ball was a line drive rope hitting to left center field. But again, a good play out there to get the ball in quickly by Callie Bennett. So Tisateski leads off the bottom of the second. Faith Woodard now at the plate, and talking about a great season. Faith, one of the 2 seniors. There's a trouble ball into right field, and it's going to be off the glove of the Mountain Heritage right fielder, but they pick it up, and they get it over to second in time to cut off Carly. And Carly had to hold up because it looked like the ball was going to be caught, but it pops off the glove of the right fielder over there, Ella Buchanan, but they got the ball into second base in time, as again, Carly had to hold because it looked like a potential tag-up fly ball. So she was thrown out at second base. So Faith Woodard hitting into a force play, and now it's going to be Kennedy Anthony. Ground ball to second, not over to first in time. Faith moves on down to second now with 2 out. Addison Schuler now batting for the Lady Devils. We're talking about Faith hitting .393 on the season, 6 home runs to lead the team, and 29 RBIs, now down at second base with 2 out. But we've already seen some outstanding defense here by Mountain Heritage. And that's been a big factor in the first 2 innings. Addison swing and a miss. The designated player for the Lady Devils today, Allie Stevenson, is going to be on deck with 1 on and 2 out. No score here in the bottom of the second. There's a ground ball, high hopper to shortstop, on over to first, and it's going to be in time. So the Lady Devils get 1 on base, but got left stranded as we go to the top of the third. It's been a fast, well-pitched, and well-defended game here. We'll be back after this timeout. And it's hard to believe we've already played a couple of innings here as we go to the top of the third, and no score so far here at Swain County High School here in the first round of the State 1A softball playoffs. Riley Rawls with a windup, and the first pitch is going to be in for a strike. As Mountain Heritage is back at the plate. Mountain Heritage has had a base runner here in the first 2 innings of play. Now batting, pitch in, just missing for a ball is going to be Ava Lamont. No, check that. It's going to be Gracie Huskins, my bad. And so I saw number 7, but Lamont is number 17. Number 7 is, again, Gracie Huskins, the third baseman. And now already we've got a runner at first base. The second walk of the day. So Huskins is down with a base on balls, and that's going to bring up the top of the lineup, I believe, in Sydney Stiles, as Ella Buchanan, the flex player, is the right fielder. And, of course, defense only. Pitch in, here's a ground ball that's going to be fouled down the third base side. Corralled over there by the Mountain Heritage head coach Mike Osada. Mountain Heritage, of course, out of Burnsville, North Carolina. Our best to all those folks up there. Some folks still reeling and trying to get over the damage from Helene. Pitch in. It's going to be a strike down to first. Pickoff throw not in time. Oh, now they say it is in time. Wow, so a pickoff throw at first base. And big play by the Lady Devils, Carly Tisa-Teskey, down to first baseman Faith Woodard to pick the runner off at first base. That was Gracie Huskins. So a big out, if you will. Stiles digging in. Off-speed pitch gets her swinging for the first strikeout of the day for Riley Rawls. And that is really unusual because, again, Riley has had so many strikeouts on the year with 151 and just 117 innings pitched. But an off-speed pitch got Stiles swinging. Batting now is going to be Nevaeh Buchanan, the opposing pitcher for Mountain Heritage, who is pitching a very good game. Both pitchers are getting it done here today as we have a scoreless game going on. There's a foul ball off the bat on a check swing. First time up, Nevaeh hit a high pop-up to shortstop. On deck is going to be Chloe Morrow, and she got the first single of the game on a bunt single. Just a perfect laid-down bunt single down the third baseline. There's a shot into right field, going to be foul. Reese Hammond gets over there quickly, of course, as always, and gets it back into play. Both teams have really looked sharp on defense. We've seen a couple of really good plays by Mountain Heritage. Now we saw the pickoff throw at first base by Carla Tisa-Teskey down to Faith Woodard for Swain. So both teams showing defense. Pitch high and tight for a ball. Nobody on, one down. No, check that, two down. As Huskins did get thrown out at first, and Stiles just struck out. Buchanan batting now, nobody on and two out. Off speed in the dirt, got to be in for a ball. But again, Mountain Heritage in that tough Western Highlands 1A, 2A conference, that's a tough conference. A lot like the Smoky Mountain in many regards. Some really tough teams in there. There's a high foul pop-up, going to be out of play. This one's over near the baseball diamond next door. Talking about baseball, our Maroon Devil baseball team is on the road, and I know I sound like a homer, but I think we got hosed in our seating as the Maroon Devil baseball team, second in the Smoky Mountain Conference regular season, got a 23 seed and had to go on the road to Gastonia to take on Piedmont Community Charter School. There's another foul ball out of play, and Piedmont, of course, won their conference, but not a very impressive conference, if you will. As a matter of fact, the North Carolina Piedmont Community Charter School, where our guys are playing today, they were 6-0 in conference play with 6 baseball teams in that conference, but they were 11-13 overall. But they got a higher seed because they won that 6-team baseball league, the Metro 8 Conference, they call it. There's a pitch high for a ball. So the winner of that game between Swain and Piedmont Community will likely be on the road at number 7, the North Carolina Leadership Academy, another charter school. Yeah, they're everywhere, and they're down in Kernersville. There's a swing and a miss for a strike 3. It's dropped and on down to first in time, so no damage done. So now we go to the bottom of the third inning. Still no score between Swain and Mountain Heritage. We'll be right back. Fans, here we go. First round of the state playoffs underway at Swain County High School. And at the plate, digging in the batter's box is going to be third baseman Allie Stevenson. Swing and a miss for a strike one. Again, we have a heck of a game going on here. We're in the bottom of the third inning. No score. Nobody has made it farther than second base. And both teams have had a player reach second base here in the first three innings, but nobody all the way to third, and nobody has scored. Pitch in high for a ball. But we're seeing two good pitching efforts here today. In the circle for Mountain Heritage, again, Nevaeh Buchanan, and for the Lady Devils, Riley Rawls. So far, Swain only one hit on the day, and I think on the day, only one hit for Mountain Heritage. So, and even that bunt single, that was just my own opinion. The official scorer may score that different. So we're just going on unofficial scoring here today. But again, so far, from just unofficial scoring, one hit for each team. There's a foul ball off the bat of Allie. Reese Ammons is going to be on deck. But as we mentioned, we have seen some really good defense here by both teams and good pitching. We've seen a couple of walks. But again, good pitching and good defense. There's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number one here in the bottom of the third inning. And that is the first strikeout for Nevaeh Buchanan. Rawls on the day has 2 strikeouts for Swain. Now Buchanan 1 strikeout. Reese Ammons now at the plate for the Lady Devils, our outstanding right fielder. Pitch high for a ball from Nevaeh Buchanan, who plays on the team with her sister Ella. And again, it's so ironic that both teams have only 2 seniors. That is just hard to believe that both teams are in that same boat. Of course, we had senior night just a few days ago here at Swain High for Ava Hoke and Faith Woodard. Mountain Heritage has Nevaeh Buchanan, your pitcher today, and Chloe Morrow. Chloe, of course, is the third batter and center fielder for Mountain Heritage, as you hear the wind and the headset. So both teams, a couple of seniors. That means a lot of really good players are going to be back next year. So that's going to make the head coaches, Mike Osada for Mountain Heritage and Toby Burrell for the Lady Devils, very happy. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number 2. So 2 consecutive strikeouts, and that'll bring up Riley Rawls, top of the lineup, who grounded to second base her first time. Rawls again, top average on the field for either team at .550, and a big bat with the power to hit it out, with a couple of home runs on the year, and the team leader with hits. There's another ground ball. This one gets by the third baseman, and that's going to be flagged down out in left field, but Rawls is going to be on at first base. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to say unofficially that is an error. Third baseman was there. It was within reach, but no play. Molly Woodard now batting. Molly, first time up, popped up to the catcher. Foul ball behind the plate. Riley Rawls is going to be running, and talking to head coach Toby Burrell before the game, of course, courtesy runners are such an unappreciated and seldom mentioned part of softball. There's a ball that gets through. Riley, a strong player, very physically a tough player, now hustles on down to second base as that ball gets through. So our Lady Devils, our second runner down at second base now, Riley Rawls. But again, we were talking about our injured player and Jaden Smiley. There's a well-hit ball into right field. It's going to be over the right fielder's head. Bounces around, holding at first. Now coming in to score is going to be Riley Rawls, and the Lady Devils have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. A big, big bat right there for Molly Woodard. So a big single into right center field. Batting now is going to be Hadley Schuler. Hadley grounded to second base her first time. So that is the biggest hit of the day for the Lady Devils. as that ball got it. Here's another shot right into center field, and going to be a line drive, and almost the center fielder came up so quickly with the ball, she almost was able to cut off Molly Woodard, but Molly is so fast. She wound up safe at second, a slower runner, and I really think the center fielder, Chloe Morrow, would have gunned her down at second base because Morrow got that ball on one hit or one bounce and was ready to gun it, but Molly was there quickly. She's fast. So now, 2 hits in a row for the Lady Devils. Carly Tisateski, the cleanup batter, now at the plate. Here's a foul ball that's going to die right in front of the plate, on over to first, and it's not going to be in time because the ball is dropped anyway. Throw into home is going to be out. So, wow, coming in hard. Molly Woodard was coming all the way around, tried to score, but the throw comes in just in time to nab her closely at home plate. So we've played 3, and the Lady Devils get on the board first with a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back. Great game going on here in the first round of the State 1A softball playoffs as the Lady Devils of Swain County are hosting the Cougars of Mountain Heritage. A 1-0 lead now after a profitable bottom of the third inning. Lady Devils got a couple of hits after one error, and that resulted in a 1-0 ball game here. Pitch in for a strike, Riley Rawls now. Pitching to the third hitter in the lineup for Mountain Heritage, Chloe Morrow, who actually got their only hit unofficially with a bunt single. Her first time up, that was in the top of the first inning. There's a shot into center field. Oh, it's going to be over the head of Molly Woodard. Molly came in and gets over the top of her extended glove, and that's going to be a stand-up double now for Chloe Morrow. So that is the biggest hit of the day for Mountain Heritage. And I think maybe the sun might have affected that as Molly came in briefly, and the ball just got over her glove and to the fence in center field. Molly got it back into the infield quickly. But Morrow down at second base with a stand-up double now as Layla Worley grounded out to third base. Her first time is at the plate. Pitch high for a ball from Riley Rawls. As a team, Mountain Heritage coming in, hitting .266 on the year, 51 runs, 78 hits, couple of home runs, 54 left on base, and 19 stolen bases. Some Cougar stats. Here's a ground ball to the pitcher. Rawls over to first base easily for the out. 54 errors on the year by Mountain Heritage with a 5.35 ERA. And teams batting against them have a batting average of .354. Now the Lady Devils, and we'll get to that in just a minute, as we'll see Maddie Dillinger coming to the plate now. Moving on down to third base after that grounder is Chloe Morrow. So now the Cougars have a runner at third. Their first runner of the day at third base now for Maddie Dillinger. On deck is going to be Addie McKinney. So we got Maddie followed by Addie, if you will. I know. I get it. Okay. But Maddie got on with a walk her first time. Here's an attempted bunt. And charging hard from third base was Allie Stevenson, but it's going to be foul. So Maddie Dillinger will get back in the batter's box against Riley Rawls. Some of the Maroon Devils stats, Lady Devils hitting .353 on the year. Very good hitting team. 167 runs, 193 hits, 12 home runs, 249. There's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout for Riley Rawls, gunning down Maddie Dillinger. And this is a stat that is, I'm not sure if it's correct, but this is what was on the stat page. 249 left on base by the Lady Devils. 40 stolen bases, 39 errors, a 1.31 ERA, of course, all for Riley Rawls. And opposing teams are only hitting .177 as a batting average against Rawls and the Lady Devils. There's a foul ball out of play by the designated player, Addie McKinney, who grounded out to third base first time up. Addie with a chance to tie this game up with a base hit, as Chloe Morrow led off with a double and is now down at third base with 2 out. Callie Bennett is going to be on deck. Here's a high pop-up. Kennedy drifting back and has it for out number 3. So again, Mountain Heritage leaving a runner left on base. They've done that 3 innings now on the afternoon. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, it's Swain 1, Cougars 0. We'll be right back. Fans, believe it or not, we're halfway gone in regulation play as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Lady Devils are going to be at the plate with Faith Woodard, Kennedy Anthony, and Addison Schuler. Number 5, 6, 7 batters here for the Lady Devils, who have a 1-0 lead over a very tough Mountain Heritage team here. There's a high pop-up, going to be in foul territory, but caught over at first base. So Faith, who hit into a force play first time, pops up to first base here in her second attempt. Kennedy Anthony grounded out to second base her first time up. But again, normally, I guess we're just used to, and nothing against Mountain Heritage at all. This is a compliment. The Lady Devils normally have pushed across some runs, several runs actually, by this stage of the game, but not today. Good pitching by Nevaeh Buchanan, good defense by Mountain Heritage, and that's why we have a 1-0 game. Kennedy Anthony batting with 1 out. Addison Schuler is going to be on deck. Nobody on. But again, the Lady Devils, there's a swing and a miss. They got some things back to back to back, and that's what you've got to do. You know, just a hit now and then is not gonna get it done. But our Lady Devils had potential error, and then 2 hits in a row to score that only run of the game. Here's a ground ball to second base, on over to first in time for out number 2. Kennedy Anthony has grounded out to second twice now in her 2 times. Addison Schuler batting now, the designated player today for the Lady Devils. And again, the Mountain Heritage girls not used to the sun that is now directly in the eyes of second base, first base, right field, and center field. Ground ball to the pitcher. Drops it, picks it up, guns it to first in time. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Fans, we have played 4, believe it or not. We go to the top of the 5th and a tight 1-0 Swain lead. We'll be right back. Fans, here we go. We have played 4 innings, believe it or not, a 1-0 ball game. And again, we after last year, we shouldn't expect much less, right? As last year, it was a 4-3 Swain win in the first round in 9 innings. So I guess we're seeing almost a repeat. Very close game here so far. Here's a foul ball over on the first base side, out of play. Off the bat of Callie Bennett. Callie is batting now, a flight out to right field her first time. Lexi Burleson on deck, followed by Gracie Huskins. For the Cougars of Mountain Heritage, they're wearing their black with green trim and some white trim. Lady Devils with gray pants, white jerseys, and some maroon and white trim as the home team this afternoon. Big swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout for Riley Rawls. And that's going to bring up Lexi Burleson. Lexi popped up to first base, her first trip to the plate here for Mountain Heritage, and that'll bring up Gracie Huskins on deck. One of the few Cougars to be on deck. There have been 4 Cougars on deck. There have been 2 walks and a couple of hits on the day. Offensively, there's a pitch in for a strike to Lexi Burleson, the first baseman. Actually, Chloe Morrow has been on the base both times at her plate appearances, and then a walk for Dillinger and Gracie Huskins. But no runs. Big swing and a miss. And that's that stat that I know drives coaches and probably players too crazy. LOB, left on base. And when you see all those runs left on base, you start thinking about what if. You know, what if we had done this? What if we had done that? There's another foul ball off a Riley Rawls fastball. Riley, of course, trying to finish up her junior year on a very positive note, as she has had an outstanding junior year. Last year, she was the Smoky Mountain Conference Pitcher of the Year, and could very well see a repeat performance in that pitch in. Joe, that's going to be a call third strike. So Lexi Burleson has caught looking on that call third strike. So 2 strikeouts in a row here. And Gracie Huskins batting now with 2 out, nobody on. And Huskins got on with a walk last time. But again, Burnsville coming in 5-7 in conference play, 5-10 overall. A 5th place finish in the Western Highlands 1A, 2A conference. The Lady Devils, again, coming in with a 2nd place finish in the always tough Smoky Mountain Conference. There's a ball that's going to be caught. Second base going all the way over into foul territory. Hadley Schuler tracks it down, and another 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Swain 1, Mountain Heritage 0. We'll be right back. Fans, welcome back. Gary Ayers along with Josh Gordon here at Swain County High School in the first round of the State 1A softball playoffs. Swain County hosting Mountain Heritage. The Cougars from up in Burnsville, North Carolina. There's a ground ball that's going to be tough, and it gets through. That's going to be a base hit off the bat of Allie Stevenson. And again, base hits have been hard to come by today, but that one just enough to get by a diving second baseman, Sydney Stiles. And again, Mountain Heritage has had a good day defensively, so if they can't get to the ball, it's going to be a hit. Reese Hammond's batting now. Struck out here last time. Now with a runner on, nobody out. Swing and a miss for a strike one. Winner of this game likely will be on the road to Cherryville. Cherryville, a number 6 seed. And they're hosting Corvian Community School, a number 27 seed. Into this game, Swain, a number 11 seed. Mountain Heritage, number 22 seed. And that's, of course, all determined by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Cherryville, by the way, just in case you want to make plans ahead, of course, if Coach Toby Burrell heard me saying this, he'd shoot me from the dugout because this game is far from over with a 1-0 score. More on that in a minute. The windup here is a high pop-up into right field, and it's going to be dropped out there. Again, looking into the sun, throw is going to be back to second base, and everybody is going to be safe. And again, looking directly into the sun, I know the right fielder is frustrated. Ella Buchanan over there in right field. And a tough play over there. As now the infield all comes together. They want to make sure they're on the right page with runners at first and second now for the Lady Devils with nobody out. But talking about if you're going from Bryson City to Cherryville, and that's, again, a couple of innings away. It's 148 miles and 2.5 hours going down to Cherryville High School. We've played there before, and actually softball and baseball. They've got a great tradition down there with baseball and softball at Cherryville High School. We know those folks. Pitch in for a strike. Of course, the tradition here at Swain County High School is not bad either. I remember so many wonderful trips down to Walnut Creek in the state softball playoffs when all classes 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A played down there in the state playoffs. There is a ground ball up the middle. It's going to be a base hit into center field. Rounding third. Here comes the throw to home. It's not going to be in time. Throw down to third base, not going to be in time. Down to second base, not going to be in time. Everybody moves up, and the Lady Devils score a big run now for a 2-0 lead on a big hit off the bat of Riley Rawls. So Rawls, a big hit. And the Lady Devils now with a 2-0 lead. And again, a big RBI from the leadoff hitter, Riley Rawls, who has been on base twice today. Molly Woodard batting now. Last time up, got the only RBI of the game. And, let's see, that ball might have hit, and getting up slowly, walking it off, I think, is going to be Mountain Heritage catcher, Layla Worley. I think that ball caught her. I couldn't tell if it was a foul ball or bounced up off the dirt, but I think it hurt. And she's trying to walk it off, and I tell you, catching is a tough position in baseball and softball. Even though they wear equipment, it's still tough. All right, here we go. Lady Devils runners at second and third. Pitch in for a strike. Oh, throw down to third, going to be very close. Diving back. Just barely getting back down there. Looks like it's going to be Reese Ammons, and Reese is quick. she is very quick. Right behind her at second base is going to be Riley Rawls now. Swain up 2-0. Runners at second and third. Molly Woodard already with 1 RBI at the plate. There's a high, possibly caught foul ball, and it's going to be caught over at first base. High pop foul into foul territory. Going to bring up Hadley Schuler. Got on with a big hit her last time. Hadley Schuler having a great year. This freshman is just, just having a great season. Hadley hitting .419 with a home run, 26 hits. She is third on the team with hits. And there's another one into right field. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to score 1. Rawls will hold at third as Molly scores from third. Now the Lady Devils with runners on the corners. I was just going to say that Hadley, third on the team in hits, and she rips another one. Riley with 33 hits, Faith with 29 hits, and now Hadley with 28 hits on the year. Carly with I believe 27 hits. So actually, again, Hadley fourth on the team in hits, but they have all hit the ball well. There's another well-hit ball. This one is going to be all the way to the fence in the air. 1 run is in. Rounding second, going to third. There's an error throw, but the catcher comes on to hold everybody as Carly Tisateski gets a big base hit and an RBI. That one was all the way to the fence. So now the Lady Devils starting to roll up some runs with, according to the scoreboard, 3 runs here. So a 4-0 lead. Pitch in for a strike. Batting now is going to be Faith Woodard on the day. Faith looking for her first hit of the day. She has hit into a forced play and then popped out to first base. There's a well-hit ball again into deep center field, but getting under at the center fielder. Wow, what a throw. It's going to be not in time as scoring from third base with another run is going to be Hadley Schuler. Big hit, and coming in to score is going to be Hadley. So now the Lady Devils up with a 4-run inning, 5-0 the score. And that's going to bring up Kennedy Anthony batting now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch in for a strike. Carly down at first base now. So the Lady Devil bats, which had really been held pretty much at bay for the first 4 innings with 1 run. Here's a ground ball to third base, and looks like it's going to be foul. So Carly will have to come back to first. But now here in the inning, the Lady Devil bats have really come around. Riley got on with an error. Molly with a hit. Hadley with a hit. Carly with a hit. Faith Woodard, a deep shot into right field for an RBI. Down to second base. Not going to be in time as the throw to first on a pickoff attempt kind of backfired. Carly took off and gets a stolen base. Carly Tisateski, very athletic in her own right. Watched her play some basketball this year, so yeah, very athletic. Pitch in, just missing for a ball. So Lady Devils now with a runner at second. A big inning here that could be the difference in what was a tight 1-0 game. Addison at the plate. Addison Schuler in 2 times has grounded to shortstop and grounded to the pitcher. Allie Stevenson will be on deck. But again, a 4-run bottom of the 5th inning for a 5-0 lead after a 1-0 lead through 4 innings of play. There's a fly ball into shallow center field. It's going to be dropping in. And now Carly Tisateski is going to be rounding third and scoring. Throw down to second, not going to be in time. Now getting up and heading to third as the throw goes into center field is going to be Kennedy Anthony. Is that Kennedy or Addison? My bad. Yeah, that is Kennedy Anthony. That is Kennedy Anthony, not Addison, as I mentioned just a moment ago. So Kennedy getting on now, getting the job done. So an RBI off her bat with a single into left field. The throw coming home as Kennedy rounded and went on to second. And then the throw coming into second skipped into the outfield, and Kennedy jumps up and takes off and winds up down at third base. And now the Lady Devils, I believe, are going to make a change. Coach Toby Burrell is going to bring on Maddie Bird to hit here in the 5th inning. There's a ground ball to second base. On over to first for the out. And the runner coming home will not count as, again, Kennedy scored, but that is out number 3. So through 5, Lady Devils now with a little bit of comfort on the scoreboard, and it's now a 6-0 lead over Mountain Heritage. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning after this timeout. Fans, it's getting down to crunch time now. Top of the 6th inning. Lady Devils up 6-0. Here is a well-hit ball, but it's going to hang up in the air off the bat of Sydney Stiles for Mountain Heritage on the first pitch here in the top of the 6th inning, and she flies out to center field. Molly Woodard back there looking up into the sun, and it's tough. Again, the center fielder, right fielder, second base, first base, all these defensive players are looking into that sun, and it keeps dropping, getting even more directly into their eyes. And, you know, our girls are used to it because they practice in it. But Mountain Heritage, I think they've struggled a time or two with a couple of balls in the outfield. Pitch high for a ball. Batting now is going to be, this looks like Nevaeh Buchanan. was pitched a good ball game. Things kind of got sideways there in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Here's a well-hit ball. It's going to be Reese Ammons under it, though, in right field for out number 2. So Riley Rawls has given up unofficially 2 hits on the day. Some might say 1. I'll defer to the official stat person. And now it's going to bring up Chloe Morrow, though, who has been a tough out. Chloe has been on both times today. She got that bunt single in the first inning and got a big double her last time up. And now nobody on with 2 out in the top of the 6th inning. Swain up 6-0. Both these teams trying to move on and play Cherryville on the road this Thursday or Friday. I'm guessing Friday. Here is a high, deep fly ball into left field, back against the fence. We got a glove on it, couldn't pull it in. Down at second now, going all the way to third. Sliding hard is going to be Chloe Morrow. That is a triple. A well-hit ball again right against the fence over there was Lady Devil Mackenzie Bird. That was a tough play. I think she was touching the fence and got a glove on the ball, but just couldn't get her glove closed around it, and it popped out. So now Mountain Heritage with their best opportunity to score. Actually, they've had 2 runners at third today, but nobody has made it to home plate now, as hitting is going to be, looks like Layla Worley. Foul ball out of play behind home plate. Layla, number 00 on the day, is grounded to third base, and grounded to the pitcher on deck will be Maddie Dillinger. Here with 2 out, 1 on for the Cougars. And they're black and green. Pitch in the dirt from Riley Rawls. Carly Tisateski there to make sure the runner holds at third. Carly already has 1 pickout throw at first base today. So you don't want to gamble with Tisateski behind the plate. Rawls with the windup and the throw. Here's another well-hit ball. This one may be over the fence, and it is. This one is out of here. There's going to be no play on this one off the bat of Layla Worley with a home run for 2 RBIs. So that ball was a shot over center field. I mean, there was no question once it left her bat. You know, Molly Woodard went back, but even she knew pretty quickly there's no play on this ball. It cleared the center field fence by probably 5 or 6 feet. So a shot over deep center field by Layla Worley for a 2-run homer. So now the bases are empty, and it's going to be Maddie Dillinger at the plate with 2 out, and now a 6-2 ball game. Maddie on the day has walked, struck out, and so she wants to get on base again. Two out, nobody on after that base-clearing home run. Pitch in, fastball, strike. Addie McKinney is going to be on deck. So Mountain Heritage getting some life here on the top of the 6th inning with this 2-run homer. Swing and a miss for a strike, and that's going to be out number 3 here as the Lady Devils will be coming to bat, as now Mountain Heritage is trying to close the gap. Swain up 6-2. We'll be right back. Mountain Heritage struck for two in the bottom or the top half of the sixth inning here. Lady Devils still with a 6-2 lead as we get into the bottom half of the inning, and it's going to be Allie Stevenson, Reese Sammons, and Riley Rawls batting. There's a ground ball on the first pitch to first base for a quick out number one. Allie got on with a base hit last time, but out number one here. Reese Sammons got on with an error last time unofficially. And on deck again will be Riley Rawls. Lady Devils had a big inning in the fifth. Pitch in for a ball with 5 runs in the bottom half of the fifth inning to break open a tight 1-0 game. And we appreciate all our friends listening in from up in the Burnsville area, Mountain Heritage fans, and of course all our friends and fans here in the Swain County area. And there's a foul ball out of play. And of course, you never know where people are listening, as the magic of the internet and the YouTube channel that we're on, you can watch it anywhere. But we really enjoy and want to support our athletes at the high school level. They're just a good bunch of kids. There's a swing and a miss by Reese. And these players, you know, for both schools, they put in so much time, practice, traveling, nursing injuries. I know Jaden Smiley, we haven't mentioned her. There's a swing and a miss, and it's going to be a drop third strike, but the tag will wind up out number 2. And but Jaden Smiley had knee surgery last week over at Memorial Mission in Asheville, I believe it was, and talked to her before the game. She said everything is good. She expects a 6-month rehab, but she wants to be back. Pitch in for a strike in time for volleyball and definitely softball next year. Jaden was our courtesy runner, and as Coach Toby Burrell told me before the game, that is an underappreciated position because they can really impact the game so much with what they do on the bases. There's a shot into center field, and it's going to be in for a base hit. There's Riley Rawls. Riley having a big day here. Rawls with a base hit. Riley on the day. Let's see, grounded into second base her first time. Got on with an error her second time. Got a big base hit with an RBI last time, and now another base hit on the day. And now coming on, as we mentioned, courtesy runners, this is Emma Maney coming on to run. And again, what they do on the bases really looms large in the grand scheme of things. There's a foul ball off the bat of Molly Woodard. Molly on the day has popped up to the catcher, got a base hit and a big RBI. That was our first run of the game, and then popped up to third base her last time. But again, the winner of this game will move on to the second round, likely at Cherryville. If not at Cherryville, if they get upset, it'll be at Corbin School. There's a high popped up to shortstop for the out. And the Lady Devils leave one on base, but we go to the top of the 7th, and it's up to Mountain Heritage to now put 4 on the board to stay alive in the top of the 7th inning as Swain leads 6-2. We'll be right back. Here we go, top of the 7th inning here in the first round of the State 1A playoffs here on the Maroon Devils Network. Leading off here now for Mountain Heritage with the pressure on is going to be right fielder Addie McKinney, who came on to play last inning in right field, by the way. Addie on the day as she swings and misses at pitch number 1, has grounded to third base and popped up to the shortstop. Callie Bennett will be on deck, followed by Lexi Burleson, unless we have a potential change in the lineup, which sometimes happens, especially in the latter innings. There's a shot into left center field. It's going to be getting through all the way to the fence. Rounding first. Here comes the throw into second, and it's going to be in time. Out at second base is Addie McKinney. What a throw from Molly Woodard, and that's why she's out there. She tracked that ball down in center field, gunned it into second base, and it was not even close. And I'm sorry, Addie had a great single, but trying to stretch it into a double. Molly Woodard put on a great throw, and yeah, the ball was there as down there at second base, Kennedy Anthony, and again, Hadley Schuler got the tag on her with time to spare, unfortunately for the Cougars. Kelly Bennett now batting. Callie, the left fielder, has flied out to right field and struck out in 2 times. Again, both these teams are going to be, I think, very good next year. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Kennedy Anthony tries to, she's got it in her glove, but couldn't make the transition from glove to hand, as Bennett is now on with an error. Lexi Burleson batting now for Mountain Heritage with 1 down, 1 on. Gracie Huskins will be on deck, barring any change. But both teams with only 2 seniors, and they'll miss these young ladies next year. But again, all these returning players really bode well for next year's team. Ground ball to first base. Faith has it, goes to second to get the lead runner back to first. And it's going to be just missing for almost a bang-bang double play. Down there covering first as Faith got it to Kennedy Anthony covering the bag at second. Hadley was covering first and almost pulled it off as Lexi Burleson grounds into a forced play. Batting now is going to be Gracie Huskins, who has walked and grounded out to second base in 2 times. There's a shot to the shortstop. Kennedy catches that one on a line drive, and this game is over with the Lady Devils winning it 6-2 over Mountain Heritage. Fans, that's the final, as now the Lady Devils will move on to the second round to play the winner of Cherryville High School and Corvian Community School. They're playing today. Cherryville, a number 6 seed, will be the favorite in that game, but we'll have to wait and see. Unofficially on the day, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 or 5 hits on the day for Mountain Heritage, as again, they could only get a couple of runs across the plate. That was the big 2-run shot off the bat of Layla Worley. But the Lady Devils put 6 on the board, 5 of those in the bottom of the 5th inning to win this one and move on in the playoffs. Stay tuned. We'll come back with head coach Toby Burrell and maybe a couple of Lady Devils on the postgame show right after this. Hi, everybody. Welcome back on the Maroon Devils Network as our Lady Devils put at the finishing touches on a 6-2 win over the Cougars of Mountain Heritage High School. And two ladies we're talking to now, Faith Woodard and Carla Tisa for the Lady Devils. And y'all played in this game last year, and it was 4-3. What do you think the difference was as you think back to last year and this year's game, because both games were tight until we kind of broke it open there with 5 runs. Carly, what do you think looking back on last year compared to this year?
I feel like we kind of wanted it more because we have 2 seniors on our team, so we didn't want to end their season, and we wanted to keep going because we knew how much they wanted it. Yeah,
one of those seniors is right beside you talking about Faith Woodard. And Faith, obviously a tough game. It was 1-0 for a long time, and then we started getting some hits together. What do you think was the difference looking back from last year to this year?
I think this team is a little bit more determined than the team that we had last year. Same people, just different mindsets. And I think that really makes a big difference in this team and last year's team.
Yeah. Now, it was 1-0, and I'm just guessing, did y'all just kind of keep cool because maybe you had confidence that you were going to get the job done? I know in the dugout it's 1-0. Sometimes people get really tight and start stressing and pressing. But what was the attitude in the dugout over there today?
I mean, we all had energy. None of us really got down on ourselves. We knew it was going to be a tight game coming into it from last year, so we just kept cool. And we were getting hits, but they were just kind of going to people, and we knew we just kept getting the ball to the bat. Yeah,
good point, Carly. I know, Faith, you've hit the ball well all year. And this pitcher, Nevaeh, pitched a good ball game for the most part. She was pretty tough, wasn't she?
Yes, she was a pretty tough pitcher. She put the ball in places to make us swing and try and hit 2 people, and she did a very good job of that in the first few innings. In the 5th inning, we finally just got that momentum, and we kept moving with it.
Oh, no doubt. Great job today, ladies. And I'm just guessing now, of course, we don't know who won between Cherryville and Corbion, but I have a sneaking feeling we might be going to Cherryville on Friday. Is that all right with y'all?
Yeah.
We played there my freshman year, and I'm okay to go back, and I'm okay to get that win.
Yeah. So what do you think, Carly? It's a good road trip?
Yeah.
Hey, the good thing is we won and we're playing, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, good luck for the next round.
Thank you.
And congrats on the win. Let's get Coach Toby Burrell over here to chat with us. And Coach, just talking about some of the highlights, if you will, of the game. Heck, I thought it was going to be like last year. It was 1-0 for a long time, and I'm like, here we go again. So what were your thoughts over there?
Same, very much the same. And, the trick is that the folks at home don't see our defense and how we practice. So we're really confident in what we're doing defensively. And I knew with Riley in the circle and our defense that 1 run might be enough, but it sure felt good to get more.
And, we had a couple of hits scattered out, but, wow, in that 5th inning, we just got back to back to back, and that really broke a close game open.
Well, Coach Eagleman, Kenzie, she made some adjustments with them before that at bat. And the girls responded really well to it in what she was telling them to do. And I think it was a case of having seen the girl a couple of times through and figuring out what she was trying to do and being able to get hits. And it was a good job passing the bat. Sometimes we get in that situation and we don't take full advantage of it this year. And today was a good job passing the bat and a good inning all the way around.
No doubt we saw some good defensive plays. I know Reese out here in right field, center field, Molly's always that big play where she ran the ball down at the fence in center field, threw the runner out at second. That was huge.
We work on it every day, believe it or not. We work on it every day. She does it every day in practice. So it's nothing new. It's just grab it and throw. Yeah. And she's got a great arm from center field. And she took a little bit of a bad angle at first and then corrected herself and got to it a little quicker. We feel like with our outfield, as fast as all 3 of them are, that they get to balls really quick.
Yeah.
And we just teach them to throw it to second if in doubt, and that worked out real well for us. It's a great play on her part.
Yeah, when you got Kennedy and Hadley down there covering second, it gives them confidence too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Hadley with another have to motion her on in to tag her out so early. But she does a great job, and defense was stellar today. We really played well. I know we've probably got a couple of errors mixed in there somewhere, but we made the plays we needed to make when we need to make them, and that's always key. And I thought Riley was really good in the circle today. The rise ball was really working. You could tell that by the pop-ups in the first couple of innings that we had that going. They made an adjustment, and we backed off and went a little softer after that. And then the catcher, she's a great player, man, and she clocked one like she did last year on us. And I just was trying to set her up for the next pitch. I was, and anyway.
Yeah, that's what good players do, right?
Well, that's exactly right. She got a good pitch and drove it out of here.
Yeah.
But, kudos to our girls. We played really well today.
No doubt. Coach, I know it's hard to plan because you look down the road for the next game and you can't look past this game, obviously, until now. But looks like potentially Cherryville coming up in the next game. But it only gives you a couple of days to get ready for that next time out, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's more than we had for this one.
True.
Because we found out yesterday. It became official right before we came to practice. So we were sure, had our fingers crossed it was Mountain Heritage because that's who we were trying to prep for.
Yeah.
But 2 days will be great. There's an off chance that due to the track meet we end up playing them on Thursday. So just kind of keep that in mind for the folks at home who are following us and see where it ends up.
No doubt. So fans, be sure and watch social media and the Swain High Athletics site to get that decision. And Thursday might be a drier day anyway. But hey, good luck whenever we play Thursday or Friday against whoever we play against in the second round.
Well, that's just it. Win and move on.
That's it.
I told the girls, I said, we get to practice on our field tomorrow. Yeah. So that's a big win. We like that.
Yeah.
Another day together.
And Faith felt good because, hey, she wants to keep playing as this is her senior season.
Yeah, we do. We do too. That's what we want.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach Toby Burrell, as our Lady Devils come up with a big 6-2 win here in round number 1. Round number 2 later in the week. Remember, follow social media, Swain High Athletics, as there is a potential of a Thursday game. So be sure and keep that in your mind and get ready to go. It's about, I think, about 150 miles, about 2.5 hours down to Cherryville, if that's who wins their first round game. Join us next time right here on the Maroon Devils Network.